Meanwhile, there's been a lot of questions asked about President Tinubu's economic team, with borrowing not offering a lot of prospects despite government's attention shifted to alternative means of growing the economy, including attracting foreign direct investments and expanding the tax revenue base.
Looking at Tinubu's economic team, I don't really have the profile of each of them, what their area of specialty is. But so far, a few of them have tried. For example, the Minister of Interior, he has been doing a very good job on the Minister of Interior, since he got there, he has made it easier for people to procure their international passport, not like those days that people would queue up and it was Herculean getting international passport those days before he got there, but he has really done a very good job in that area. And so a few of them I've tried. Looking at David Umahi, he has brought some sanity into the Ministry of Works. But on a holistic view, generally, we cannot say that Tinubu's economic team have a pass mark that they have done very well. They've had their own shortcomings. If they have really done very well, as one would have expected, the way the president said that he will hit the ground running, but instead, some of them have done below expectation. Many of them have not really impacted the economy very well. That's why you see today there is so much suffering. I believe strongly that the president was not properly advised on how to tackle the economy, especially in the area of removal of fuel subsidy, the area of floating the foreign exchange. If the president was properly advised, if those that are in charge of such aspects of the economy had advised the president properly, Nigerians will not be where they are today.
In the first instance, looking at the members of this team, you can understand that the choice is narrow-minded. It does not cover the real populace of the nation. It is partisan, full-time APC members. And of course, we know that for you to be a party member, you must be loyal to your boss. So whatever we are talking about here is going to be from the biased point of view, because Tinubu has chosen the people he feels they will be loyal to him, and no wonder or little wonder they've not been able to do anything reasonable without their team. So for me, I would say that team or that committee is just a figurehead. It's just nominal role to fulfill our righteousness or to create another avenue for this little group to enrich their pockets rather than what they say they want to do. For instance, this woman here, Betta Edu, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, we have the scandal that is hovering around her. And up till now, nobody has been able to fill the chest to say, give us space. If they have done, well, not known to me for now. So I wonder how a thief can go and catch a thief.
According to a report, in a mark of a strong resolve to tame bloated price levels, the CBN has hiked the benchmark interest rate by 775 basis points since the start of the Tinubu administration, with 600 of that delivered in the first quarter of 2024 alone, with interest rate racing to rake up 26.3% from 18.5% within the first 12 months of this administration, as borrowing costs continue to strain the operating expenditure and, in some cases, the direct costs of businesses.
Their intention is to improve the growth of the economy of the nation by providing employment, by doing agricultural reforms, But the question is, have they really done anything towards this, their aims and objectives? Their aim and objectives, have they really done anything towards that? When they don't have a clue, they left out the real economists that they should use. And they're employing people from one corner, roadside people that will eat and eat, mongers, they want to eat and enrich their pockets. So how can they? Today, you and I know that there is no pepe of 500 naira anymore. You can count it. Today, you and I know that there is no transport of 550 naira anymore, whether Okada, whether taxi. Today, you and I know that school fees has been increased by 130-something%. Today, you and I know that fuel is selling at almost 200% at increase. So how are you going to achieve it when you end up creating problems? So for me, if I have to keep counting and keep talking about the hardship in the nation, I would say that the team is total failure.
It is not it's like doing things suddenly. No, trying to, it's okay, this is the problem, let's tackle it head on. Tackling it, the way they tackled it, it's not with bad intentions, but the way it's impacting on the economy is not the best. These things should have been done with proper feasibility study to see how this thing will impact, so the negative impact will be mitigated. The impact on the man on the street will be mitigated.
Perhaps the weight of the cost of living crisis on households is most felt in the affordability of food after a fast diminishing purchasing power steadily weakened disposable income, leaving families with less to spend on what to eat.
The team is not existing. As far as I'm concerned, they are not existing. So how can they approach, how can they address poverty when they themselves are there creating poverty for people? How can somebody say you want to address poverty? In the first instance, do they really know that there is that situation of poverty? Do they really know that people are suffering? I was told that sometimes a group of people went to Tinubu and said, we are suffering. He said, is it true? I'm just hearing it for the first time. That you people are suffering, that there's hunger everywhere. So what are the team doing? They have spent almost a year plus. Addressing what? What do you address? What you do know about? Is it not the same team that is approving private jets for the president and the vice? Is it not the same team that said, the nation can sacrifice everything to protect the life of the president and the vice? What are they addressing? What do they want to address? What do they know they want to address? Anyway, I can only say that they have succeeded in making people more impoverished, going deep down their graves. Many are dying by the day out of hunger and starvation. Many are dying. They've even led people to serious crimes. Are we talking about insecurity in the nation? Nobody goes to the farm anymore. And you want to improve agricultural state of the nation. When people will not go to farm, their lives are in danger. So I don't think they have any tool towards their team. They don't have any foresight. They don't have any focus. They don't know what to do in achieving their set goals. Of course, their goals are lofty, assuming they had the tools to achieve it. But since they don't have it, they are just floating, wallowing.
The approach, I said, is not the best. Okay, let's look at this simple analogy. The fuel subsidy was removed. The exchange rate was floated. The result of it led to price of fuel from the region of 140-something naira to what we have now, about 800 naira. If you check the percentage increase, is more than is more than 400%. Percentage increase of that. Now, the minimum wage that was just approved is just about 200 and something percentage. Compare that, you have increased people's suffering almost 5 times. You are reducing their suffering with about a little bit above 2 times. So that we cannot say that that situation is something that is good for the economy, and we cannot rate the approach to reducing poverty as being a successful one, because it is not really producing a result. If it's producing the result, we will not be hearing about protests against bad government coming up on the 1st of August. Even though I'm not an advocate for a protest like that, but what we are saying is we cannot say that they have done well in terms of reducing the poverty of the man in the street.
Stakeholders have, however, asked if removing fuel subsidies and floating the Naira's exchange rate on the long run will trap millions of Nigerians in poverty in the country.